We are on the air.
Okay. Welcome to the February 20th Planning Board meeting, the Kennebunkport Planning Board. The attendance, we have a quorum. We have 3 people who are celebrating school vacation week, and but we do have 4 people, so we're still in good shape. So I guess there were minutes from the last meeting. I didn't see any problem. Are they got a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, in favor? Oh, and by the way, of course, since these other 3 aren't here, you guys get to vote.
Okay, good, thank you. Of course. It's my big day. Yeah.
All right, and the agenda is just one item, item 190101, Lord and Harrington, the sanctuary, Sebago Techniques authorized agent. And I see Mr. Sebago himself here.
So I'm Steve Doe from Sebago Technics, here on behalf of Lord and Harrington. Also with me tonight is Kevin Lord and Ralph Austin. This is my first 30% expansion in front of the board, so Ralph's kind of guided me along with some of the items. That's why you got the supplemental letter later on, understanding that those are items that you typically like to see. So I guess what I'll do is I'll kind of go through the application, talk about the site, and what they're looking to do out there. So this lot is located off Ocean Avenue. I don't know if you're all familiar with the location. It's kind of a little gem of a lot. They purchased it during the summer and have done some cleanup of the site since then. It really was in disrepair as far as maintenance of the property. So they've worked with Werner, got permits to do some clearing of the trees and limbing up and stuff. And so what they're looking to do is remove the existing house and replace it with a new structure in the same footprint as the existing. We're also going to be replacing the septic system. The existing septic system is a chambered system that's located behind the house, roughly in this location here. There's kind of a knob in the site here which is located. And the new system we're putting in is also for a 4-bedroom, but due to current regulations, it's a larger system. And that's going to be located right on the back side here. It's really the only place where we can get the passing soils for a septic. And it's also from a staying away from the resource, it's also the best location for that. It's kind of central on the site. We're doing a few modifications to the driveway and walking areas from what's existing to what's proposed, but we're not increasing lot coverage on this. Current lot coverage is 11.8%, and we're staying at that with the new house, driveway, and walkways. With the construction of the house and the septic system, we are going to be disturbing additional areas on the property than what is out there today. And what I've done is pretty much everything that you see colored here is what's being disturbed. And what is in the dark green is areas where we're disturbing it, but we're going to restore it back to a, I would call it a native vegetated state, using native plant materials. And this is primarily the fill slope from the septic field, which is located here. This is the purpose of this one is to provide drainage. Pretty much all of Ocean Avenue drains across the property here, and then it kind of pools in the existing driveway and then goes off into the woodland. So we want to capture that water and put it in a catch basin and actually pipe it under the new driveway, so we're not creating an icing condition or water conditions during the rest of the year. And then this is just for the where the pipe is outletting. But again, those areas will all be reestablished with native plant material. Some of the other things I do want to note that I noted when I did the application and then followed up with the supplemental letter. In the application form, I list some upward expansion interior square volumes. Those numbers on the actual application are incorrect, and you need to relate to the actual letter that I followed up with. Some of these numbers on the application included the volume for the basement, which we do not count in our calculations. So with that, this is the proposed building that they're looking to put in. So this would be the site, the elevation that's facing Ocean Avenue, more towards the ocean. This would be the rear, which shows the basement level with the garage doors down there. And then in your packet, you also have the three floor plans for the structure. I guess one other thing I want to note, I don't know if you can see this from there, but what you see in yellow on here is the existing footprint of the house. I don't know if you can see that from here. The orange is the new footprint with the red. So there's some red here, there's a couple of little spots. The red is where we're actually outside of the footprint of the existing structure, and we're allowed to go up to 250 square feet for that, and this plan meets that.
Steve, although there's a deviation, the lot coverage is not increased, is that?
Correct, yes. Yeah, so like, over here, we've
There's
got
some
more coverage here, but we're not covering,
Yeah.
these areas over here.
gazinas and gozados, yeah. So
Pardon?
Gazinas and gozados.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, I don't have anything else to add. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I got a couple. You already answered one about the lot coverage. Could we just clarify what the nonconformance is, the existing nonconformance that brings you here? First of all, it seems to me that the use is nonconforming and that for some reason, that entire lot is classified as resource protection.
When
Which-
you look
Which is a
at,
little unusual, but,
yeah, it's because Lake of the Woods is the protected resource, and if you put 250-foot setback from that, it pretty much completely covers the whole lot. So you go 250 from here, that setback's here, 250 from there, and then over here is the Atlantic Ocean. So you draw all these setbacks and.
but it's more than that. It's that it's been classified by the state as a
Yes.
waterfowl preserve of some sort.
Yeah, and Werner and I have talked about that he thought it was kind of odd that this lot is actually labeled like that.
There's
but-
others that it seems like they did some carving out on, but for
Yeah.
some reason, this lot.
This one
was treated
missed-
differently.
Missed the,
So that in and of itself is a non-conforming use. It's a residential use. And that's one thing. But beyond that, does the structure, doesn't it go closer than the 75-foot setback in some places?
Yes.
From the resource?
where it's existing?
Yes,
Yeah, currently it's within 75 feet.
it's closer than that.
It's closer,
In
yeah.
some cases. So that's the other non-conformance. And that's still going to be non-conforming, is that
It
correct?
still will be less, but it will be still within the 75 feet.
All right. The second thing is a request. Could you possibly provide an updated application sheet? In other words, a replacement for this with the corrected figures?
Yep.
Because I think, future generations, I'm sure they'll pore over this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And when they do, I don't want them to curse us. All right. And just for the record, and I don't know if there's a way to easily fix it, there is a typo on the first page. Cape Arundel is CA, not CP, correct? Just so. I don't know that we need that fixed, it's just for future.
Well, since we're noting weird things on the first page, you also refer to Lake of the Flowers.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's from my mountain climbing days. I think there was a Lake of the Clouds somewhere.
Mount Washington.
That's where it is, yeah. Okay. So
when
I
you-
will correct that.
When you fix the application page, I don't know whether this is the town or whether this is you, but item 10, maybe somebody more senior than me on the committee will know. It says, if upward expansion, interior square volume And that was a new term for me.
Yes.
I mean,
And it's measured in cubic feet. That's a little
Yes.
weird.
it's correctly listed in cubic feet, which is
Should
good,
just
but
be interior volume.
it's interior volume will do it,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's Werner's problem.
That's ours, that's ours.
Got it? Yep.
I see, that's a test.
You don't-
is what it
you don't
is,
like
To make sure that people read
Interior
the form.
square volume.
You failed, yeah.
Non-mathematician.
So it's volume, it's
Right, yeah.
length to the sixth. It's an unusual unit.
And you clarified that you, I know that the cleanup has gotten rid of some invasives.
Some of them. There's still some out in here. They really haven't done much in this front half of the site. There's a lot of invasives that they'll take out of there.
And you will restore it with native plantings? Any restoration of landscaping will be done with native plantings?
Yes, yeah.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Now, this is on a well,
It is on a well,
and
which has been a discussion about tying in with the public water, because public water currently goes past the site, and
Yep.
it's on our side. The issue with that is it's very expensive to tie into the water. Just because it's out front doesn't mean we just pay a hookup fee. The district is gonna charge us for the main extension for where it ends, I think over by the Bush compound, all the way past here to the next hookup. And it's like a $60,000, $40,000 to $60,000 hookup fee. Just to pay for that main extension, plus then we'd have to pay for the actual connection. So it's a pretty hefty figure. And if somebody else hooks onto it within a certain time period, that would be cut to half that cost, but that's still a pretty hefty bill.
I thought somebody just down the road, just a little further down the road on the right, just recently got hooked up.
Somebody was talking, I have talked to the water district, there was somebody that was gonna hook up potentially, but,
Oh, okay.
but anyway, that's something that, you know, we have a well that's functioning right now, and, if they can make the
Check
numbers
out,
work,
yeah.
that,
It's in good shape, I take it.
yeah.
Okay. Well, how about Larry? Have any
Well,
questions?
I also just had some points of clarification for the septic and the potable water. I did have the question about the well, but it seems to me like the distance from the horizontal distance from your drain field to your water well is about 100 feet, 120 feet. I mean, it doesn't matter so much, but it's not very far. So, and then I guess your water well's like 100 feet deep? And my question, okay, is what's the likelihood that you're gonna get saltwater breakthrough at some point? Because, once you get saltwater into these water wells, you never reverse it. It's impossible to stop it. So, have you identified a hydraulic barrier to make sure that doesn't happen?
It's an existing well that we're using right
Well, I
now.
know, but-
Yeah,
Okay. So, I know, I could see that you're relying on the so-called Lake of the Clouds, or whatever it's really called.
Lake of the Woods.
The wet Lake of the Woods, as your hydraulic charge for the aquifer, apparently. But, well, I don't know, I mean, are you certain, how confident are you that you've characterized the site to be confident you will be able to utilize the well water, for the duration of the project? And have you actually sampled the water recently? I mean, you're up on your BOD count, all your microbial and salinity and solids characterization. Might be useful.
Yeah, I don't know if they've gone to that extent.
Might be useful.
Yep, it would be
Because it's been there for what, 50 years already? The
76.
borehole? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Might
been
be-
occupied up until last year. Yeah, so,
Okay. So that was just a question.
yeah, no, it's good. I think they should do some more testing on that well.
And then the septic tank is actually located to the, I guess it's south. And then your drain field is by the driveway area. So,
The well is up
yeah, it's right in there, yeah. So, okay.
So, I mean, the septic from the effluent, that's gonna flow in this direction most likely.
Uh-huh.
And there is kind of a ledge knob right here. So it's not like the effluent from here is gonna get head that way. This most likely is gonna flow there, and then the well, say, is in bedrock over in that area.
Okay. Well, that was just my concern
No.
about separation and then potable water quality
Yeah.
over time.
No, and I know that's why, I think that's part of the reason why the water main has gone through that area, because in Windermere, I think a lot of folks were having some issues with
Yeah,
bad wells there,
yeah,
so.
that was it.
George, you have any?
No.
Well. So do we think it's complete,
I think it's complete,
Yeah.
so I guess if,
given the updates that as long as we get the updates? we-
yeah, as long as we get the updates that
I
we,
think all the information is there, it's just tighten up the package
Yeah.
would be helpful to us for the
Okay.
future.
you know. So,
I move that we accept this approve this as complete.
second,
Second.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
in favor?
Aye.
Yep.
Okay, so what that means is that in 14 days, you can come back and we'll have a public hearing on this application. So
Excellent.
that would be the 6th of March. So,
Great.
okay, so we'll see you folks on the 6th of March, and
Going to appoint a case manager, Tom?
yeah. I was going to appoint a case manager.
I'm fine- I'm fine with that, yeah.
Would you like to take it?
Happy to do that.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, well,
Thank you.
thank you, everybody.
All right.
And I'm going to move.
Thank you
that,
for the updated letter, by the way. That was
Yeah.
like, okay, that answers just about everything.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move that we adjourn.
Second?
Okay,
Okay, in favor?
You're here.
So,
all right, thank you.
Record time.
Yeah.